I'm back again, he's back again. Today, I'm going to talk about the new McLaren Artura. I talked about it the other day. The new Porsche 911 Gt3 has been launched. Again, I spoke about it, I haven't said much about it. Ford going EV only in Europe, biofuels, and the Golf or estate. Yes, shall we get started? I think we shall.
Call Mr. Plow, that's my name, that name again is Mr. Plow.
First off, the new McLaren has been launched, the McLaren Artura, or Ventura as I'm going to call it. I think it's cool. It's a V6 hybrid, so a big change of pace for McLaren and kind of the sector as a whole, although the NSX, but no one really seemed to grab hold of that car. I think it's cool, but anyway, we won't talk about the NSX. 185 grand in the UK, whole new carbon monocoque shell that they've come up with. Apparently it has more ancillaries attached to it, so it is heavier than the one it replaces, but like for like it's lighter, which is amazing. And apparently as well, they've fixed part of the Bowes and Wilkins stereo to the carbon structure, which helps the sound frequency, which has got to be good. People have been complaining that the styling's a bit dull. It's not out there. I must say I'm not even a huge fan of McLaren's style-wise. I think the MP412C is dull. I think the 650S is horrible. Exceptions, the McLaren Speedtail and the P1, but they're unobtainium. Let's not talk about the Senna. I quite like this new one though. I think it works. The vents behind the doors are kind of very Lotus Evija. It's got a flying buttress. There's one on both sides. I think it's good. It's evolutionary design, so they're getting a design language that's working for them. And look at the Porsche 911. Hasn't hurt for them to go evolution rather than revolution. I'm interested in that. It's a new dawn for McLaren. It's a new dawn for the sector somewhat. No doubt it'll be amazing. Yeah, I'm interested. You know, it's always good to have something new. So we had Jaguar last week saying that they're going all electric, which I kind of, it's inevitable, as I was saying. And also, look, they're certainly, nearer a niche brand than their rivals. They sell much smaller numbers, so going balls to the wall electric is a good idea. Create themselves a niche in the market that could, steal sales from other people. Anyway, enough about Jaguar. Jaguar, who used to be owned by Ford, segue. Ford have announced that in Europe, anyway, they're going to go full electric by 2030 across the board, and all of their models will be electric. How do they put it? Electric. They'll have electric capability. So basically, they're saying they'll have electric cars and hybrids only by 2026. Yeah, that's big. They're definitely the biggest mainstream manufacturer so far to say, see you later, combustion engine. Obviously, they'll probably still be making them in the US. We'll see how that works. The 4-year political cycle in America is hard to read. But if Biden has his way, I wouldn't be surprised if something similar comes along in the US too. Yeah, okay, needs must. And look, there are some great electric cars coming out now. So, and the Mach-E, Ford's first full electric car, apparently is pretty good. So, we'll see. To lighten the mood, in other news, Porsche are saying they're going to begin creating synthetic fuels as of next year. It'll be a limited trial basis next year, but they're hoping to ramp it up and by like 2026 have it on full song. This was reported by Porsche head honcho Frank Vassler. And like other companies like VW as a whole apparently are looking into this, and obviously there's lots of smaller companies like Siemens and Bosch and stuff are looking into it too. Look, they're saying they can use it you don't have to modify your combustion engine. Apparently it gets a little bit more horsepower, it's more efficient. The production of it is much cleaner. They're saying like for like the CO2 output is equivalent to an electric vehicle. Would Volkswagen or someone from the Volkswagen group lied to us about something relating to the environment. they do have a history, but also would they roll the dice on double bluffing and going for two global controversies in within a decade? I'm leaning towards the glass is half full. If they can make these synthetic fuels work, and we can keep the combustion engine going for a little bit longer and keep up what already exists going into the future, I'm all for it. Especially if it reduces the global polluting impact on the environment. You know, when I deep dove on this, you know, some people are saying it's bullshit. Someone put up a graph. Don't ask me where it came from. Comparing a Golf TDI, an e-Golf, and a Golf TSI running on e-fuels, and they're saying that the CO2 output was much larger with synthetic fuels, e-fuels. But this is data taken from very early, very niche, very unrefined e-fuels. From what I gather from this news from Porsche, VW, and all the other companies, etc., is that like the whole reason they're aiming for this is to reduce CO2, not to just make fuel that we don't have to take dinosaur gloop out of the ground to make. Look, let's see how this progresses. It gives me faith. As much as I'm all for alternative fuels and sustainable fuels and EVs and everything. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Let's try and make this more less polluting. But I, and probably you know, we all have a love affair for the combustion engine, and if it gets to survive, happy days. The Mark 8 Golf Or was spied out testing. I'm just going to be fully honest, I just really don't care for the Mark 8. I think the Golf really is in its downward spiral now. But yeah, if you're going to have one, I think I'd have the Or estate. You know, why not? Practical, fast, four-wheel drive, great thing to live with. Yeah, so there you go. That's basically what it will look like. Sebastian Vettel, Formula 1 driver, four-time world champion, who is moving from Ferrari last year to Aston Martin this year. Aston Martin, who were Racing Point, who were Force India, who were Midland, who were Spiker, who were originally Jordan. But yeah, he's selling loads of his road cars. Why, we don't know. Someone was like, he has to sell them because he's not allowed to drive cars that aren't associated with Aston Martin, which is definitely absolutely bullshit. I'd imagine it's just non-use, needs space, moving them on. He's selling them to Tom Hartley in the UK. I don't know how that connection got together, but there you go. Excuse me while I take a sip of my coffee. So he's selling a 458 Speciale. Not mad on his spec. An F12 TDF, which I just prefer the normal F12. LaFerrari, I can see why you get rid of that. I think it's a cool, if I had the money of that trio of hybrids, it's probably the one I would have bought because I just like Ferraris. But I can see how you wouldn't really have a huge emotional attachment to it. You get rid of that. Selling an F50. If I owned an F50, I think I'd hang on to it. But at the same time, prices of them are pretty hot at the moment, so yeah, no harm in saying that. He's selling an SL65 Black, which he was given by the Bahrainis. He got it for winning one of the Bahrain Grand Prix anyway. I can't remember. I know Red Bull came on strong at the end of 2009, but I can't remember if there was even a Bahrain Grand Prix in 2009. He probably won it in 2010 anyway. Anyway, he won it for, yeah. He's selling an SL65. Yeah, it's a V12, but again, that's a car I wouldn't care. He's also selling a BMW Z8. If I owned one of them, I'd probably hang on to it, but for the same reason, they are commanding pretty decent money. If I'm not mistaken, probably not the only one, but one of very few BMWs to be launched that never depreciated. And he's also selling an Enzo. Now, I think I'd have to hang on to an Enzo. I just have such a love affair for the Enzo. It was the supercar of the Schumacher era. He helped develop it somewhat, but he probably did. I also just think it looks cool. I have a model of that upstairs as well, which I think it's great. It may have graced the first episode of this bullshit if you want to go back and have a look. Yeah, I'd find that hard to part with. But you know, maybe he doesn't. Well, he's actually younger than me. So he would have been of the same era, and obviously he was a big Schumacher fan. So yeah, I thought he would have hung on to that one, but it's not like he won't be able to source one again in the future. He does have an F40, I know that for sure, and that's not up for sale, so he is hanging on to that. So he's not getting rid of everything. But yeah, they're all for sale there on Tom Hartley Jr. Not all of them. I can't see the F50. Maybe the F50 was already snapped up. The rest of them are there if you want to have an L browse yourself. You either get them through Pistonheads or through Tom Hartley Jr.'s website itself. There you go, some consumer advice if you're looking for some former Formula One driver supercars. And then just to round out the news segment, I suppose, I'm sure you're all aware, the new 992 911 GT3 is launched. Yeah, we saw the front and rear end of it before. So it's nothing different. Like the big aesthetic differences are at the front and the back anyway. Yeah, it sounds amazing. Big increased aero. It did a 6:59 around the ring, which is incredible. There's lots of talk. There's 2 different ways of calculating laps in the ring now, and there's I know they used to be bridge to gantry, but I don't know. Anyway, apparently it did another lap of another way of calculating of a 6:55, whatever. Anyway, it's dipped under 7 seconds in a road car, in a mass production road car. Yeah, swan neck rear spoiler. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you know all the details. You can still get it with a manual gearbox, which is the best part. But you already know all about it. So I was thinking what we should do is, won't you join me now, and we will configure mine 911 GT3, shall we? Okay, let's do it. Okay, the good old Porsche configurator. So we start off, it's in sterling. It brought me straight to the UK website. I'm going to assume it's not on the Irish website yet. Anyway, this is all absolutely hypothetical, so we won't really worry too much about numbers. But anyway, you start off, it comes in this new, what's this called? Shark blue. And it's with that on it, it comes in at 125,625 sterling. It's a good colour, the shark blue. It is. I'm not going to go for it because you can't get a Porsche in the launch colour. It's too obvious. It's going to be in every magazine, and yeah, no, you can't get the launch colour. Yeah, I do like this gentian blue metallic. It's a good colour. Well, I actually kind of like it in that colour with the silver wheels. Ooh. But it's an option colour. I'm going to go for one of the non-option colours because I don't want to have to pay for my paint. The flat white, it's literally just called white. Carrara white is the metallic one. It's a bit like, oh, they forgot to paint your car, mate. So no, I don't want a white one. Black kind of works because of all the carbon on the front and all. It's like it kind of mounted, but it's a bit too fade into the background. Guards red is a no cost option. That's good to see. That should be a heritage colour. I thought that would have been, they insist on you paying more money for that for buy into the history. Look, it doesn't look bad in guards red either. But I'm going to go all out because at the end of the day, if I got myself my GT3, it would literally only be keeping me happy until I was able to put an order in for a touring. So I'm going to go a bit mad with this in that sense. So I'm going to go for the yellow. I think the yellow and the black is a good contrast. And normally I wouldn't go all out there with the colours, but as I said, this will be a short-term custodianship until I get my touring. So we'll go with yellow. Wheels, there's only one wheel. 20 in the front, 21 in the back. They're a nice wheel. I'm okay with that. Wheel accessories. Satin black, blah blah blah. Portland, no. The painting the rim the same colour as the car, no. Satin neodyme. If you're not into your Porsche nomenclature or not nomenclature terminology, neodyme is gold. Gold wheels with the yellow. Ooh. Fuck it. I'm going with it. Gold wheels are in right now. I love them. Why Ferrari don't use gold wheels on their Formula 1 car anymore baffles me. Anyway, yeah, we're going to go for the gold wheels. Blah, blah, blah. Tyre sealing compound. Yes, give me that. Compressor because you don't get a spare wheel. Interior, yeah, it's grand. Just keep it as it is. The white. I'm going to go for the bucket seats though. Yeah. 3,788 quid. Yeah, I want them though. Yeah, stitching, seat, no, we don't need any of that. What? Interior trim package with decorative stitching and embroidery in contrasting colours, £2,189. Would you go away? Equipment packages, club sport pack. Ooh, normally I wouldn't, but again, this being the short term and being the winged, more focused GT3, I'm going to go for the full Club Sport pack with the fire extinguisher. Exterior, definitely going to only carbon roof, $2.5 grand. No mirrors. Look, all this tat, absolute tat. You don't need any of this stuff. No, Motorsport decorative sticker set in silver, £329. Go away. No, I don't need any of this. Blah blah. Side model logo in Arum. Jesus. Drivetrain and chassis. 6-speed manual. Thank you very much. Blah blah blah. Chrono pack with the lap timer. 336 quid. Yes. Ceramic brakes. No. Porsche make amazing brakes. The steel ones are definitely grand. And again, it's going to be short term. Yeah, because the ceramic brakes, and if you want your calipers painted, £7,079. No, thank you. Lighting and vision, blah blah. No, I don't need any of this. Auto dimming mirrors and rain sensors. Ooh, I've never actually had that, but my mate has it in his Passat, and I've done a good few miles in that car. And the auto dimming rear view mirror is good. £387. I'm going to go for that. That's good. Well, and especially the way laser lights and all that crap is now these days. Yes, actually, I think that's a good purchase. So I'm just getting blinded by assholes. Comfort and assistance systems, parking, 876 quid for the reversing camera. I'm gonna need it though. Yeah, I'll need it. I wear glasses wherever they are. Interior, no, don't need any of this stuff. No, have my fire extinguisher. Getting your seatbelts in different colours, 200 quid. Go away. Isofix, no. Smoking package. No, don't know any of that. Interior leather, don't care. Interior carbon, aluminium, don't care. Audio and communications, Bose sounds, 1,000 quid. Yeah, go on. I like my tunes. Extended individualization, no. Tech equipment accessories. Tech equipment? That's a new one on me. Decorative wheel sleeves, £42. Winter wheel and tyre set painted in black satin, £6.5 grand. No. Interior, all weather floor mats. What ones am I getting? Am I getting mats at all? 65 quid, and I can keep them. Transport and protection, don't care. Care and accessories. Porsche Chargo mat. I assume that's for wireless charging. No. 145 quid. No. Winter car kit. No. 7 quid for a microfiber cleaning cloth. I'll have that, yeah. High visibility jackets. Do they say Porsche on them? Yes, they come in a Porsche box. 12 quid. Yeah, I'll have them. Two Porsche tool set. Yeah, I'll have £271. I'll have that. Highlights. What? £9.5 grand to get the watch that goes with the car. No, you can keep that. Okay, show summary. So mine's gone up to £130,508. I know the colour on the wheels is out there, but it's manual and it's got the Club Sport pack. I think that's all that really matters. Yeah, that'll do me for the 12 months or so until I can put my order in for my touring, which I'm sure is coming along pretty soon, and I look forward to that. There we go. Are you happy with my choice? Do let me know. Even though that was a completely hypothetical situation, if I had the money, I just don't think I'd buy a new one. I just think although they haven't gone mad for upping the power, and it now has double wishbone front suspension instead of McPherson struts, it'll be interesting to see how this thing handles. Amazing, I'd imagine. So it's great to see that the GT3 really still is a driver-focused, innovative sports car without just pumping loads of power into the mix. I'm sure it's amazing, but I think I'd save myself a few quid and get a 997 Gen 1 GT3. I went for a look. Obviously, couldn't find any in Ireland, unsurprisingly. But I found this lovely blue one in the UK. Yeah, it's beautiful blue, I'm not sure what shade of blue that is. I'm sure someone can tell me. Oh, look, there's a little cat. Blue, it's got the carbon ceramic brakes. Again, it's got the Club Sport Pack manual. It's got like Alcantara on the steering wheel and on the gear shift. It's got the carbon bucket seats, 76,995. So I don't know, all in probably with tax, VRT, and such, probably about 150 grand over here. But yeah, I'll have that. I think there's peak GT3 for me, 911 GT3. Someday maybe, but probably not. In a slightly more realistic dive into the classified, so my classified find of the day today. Again, I haven't been investigating the price of Citroën DS lately. I saw a decompatible, is that what I say? Decompatible. The convertible version, which is rare and expensive of the DS. That's a long ago. I'll pop a picture in. But there's one for sale now. It's an auction price, so this will be an estimate. 12.5 grand for a black NCT'd running Citroën DS 1972. So it's got the enclosed swivel lights. Like the interior has a used look to it. The leather has seen better days, but it looks like an honest DS that you would use. Maybe it'll go for more than the 12.5, but they have it down, I assume, as the estimate of 12.5 grand. I think I would. It's hard to tell in the picture. There might be some rust on the back, but again, like, there's a classic I would be happy to buy. When is the auction? 27th of February 2021. South Dublin Auction Cars. The name is so long, it doesn't fit on the page. It's on Dundee there now. Just look up DS's on Dundee, you'll find it. DS's. I'll be interested to see what that goes for. I would love a DS as a daily, and as I said before, I think a DS would be the ultimate donor to make into a classic EV. I'll keep an eye on that one. I don't have 12.5 grand to spend on a Citroën DS. I could spend maybe 2. Maybe I'll put in a bid for 2 and hope no one else does and see what happens. There you go. There's another delightful episode, as I'm sure you can imagine, because I had a great time. Imagine, as you probably did. I'm stumbling now. I should just call it quits. Have a safe day, safe week, be well, and I'll talk to you again soon. Okay, bye.